This is the Hoyle Homestead located in Gaston County, North Carolina. Check out the original attic and a quote-unquote newer portion of the home erected in the 18th century. Myself and podcast partner Kyle Scharf enjoyed our tour provided by Marty. To view this video in its entirety, make sure to also subscribe to Hometown Chronicles USA.
So there is some animal scat on the stairs, so just avoid it.
You going first?
Yes.
All right.
Paper, rock, scissors.
No, I just don't want to hit my head. I'm still using it sometimes.
Okay, this is still dirty. Some of these boards are a little bit.
Yeah, we got animal poo.
I mean, this is an original attic,
Exciting.
so just, use caution. Okay, so here's our fireplace. This is the original fireplace built. And there is, in the plaster, looks like what could be an A and a definite R.
Yo.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not stand on the same board together.
Yeah, you
I do see that.
add a little extra pressure there. Yeah. So, kind of cool.
So what do you think the AR stands for?
Well, we know that the Hoyle's son who amassed so much of the wealth here, his name was Andrew, and they called him Rich Andrew because he was wealthy. Not a very imaginative name, but but so I don't know why it would be Andrew Rich if he's Rich Andrew. I don't know whether maybe this was something put in by the person who did the plastering and thought no one's going to come up here. I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
But in that corner where you see the box, the wooden box,
Yep.
that's a bed box. So the kids sometimes in the summer, or that would be the hottest part of it, different times of year they could come up here and sleep and consider like a sleeping loft. So that could either have a mattress or straw for bedding. And it's going to be hard to see,
Yeah.
but you're through where you're looking there. So that's the addition into the secondary structure over there.
And even up here, like,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Up right back here,
Yep, all that
underneath
over there.
this.
And
I don't
the
think
new
you'll
part
see
of the
it.
house. When we say new, and it's still 200 years old.
right.
So, this is the brand new 2-century-old attic.
This would be the bed.
Yeah, also one of the children, actually, they had several kids.
Wow.
They could have slept up here. And this is a good view of the roof.
Yeah.
So what you don't see is insulation, right?
Nope.
It gets very hot up here in the summertime, obviously. But this pressed tin it's a beautiful element. Not cheap to replace because most people don't have this type of roof anymore. So in order for us as a board to be able to replace it, we'd want to keep that element.
Sure.
We have to have it fabricated.
Yeah.
But it's done such an amazing job for such a long time.
Most definitely.
Solid. They don't build
Is
it
this
like
this
anymore.
roof is original? Is that?
Probably not original, but certainly been here for at least 100+ years.
Wow.
Do you think the animals knew that we were coming, and that's why they're not up here?
Maybe we were loud enough.
Okay. Because their evidence is everywhere.
Oh, they've been here. Yeah,
Oh,
for sure. Okay, going down is trickier since there are no handrails. I also.
Yeah, I don't really love the cracking sound.
All right.
So there's a reason why we have it taped off.
Yeah. For good reason. Good back there, Cal?
Define
hear
good.
the boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. This house has been here 250 years. I don't need to be the one to fall through all the floors.
Okay, so
Alright.
we will go into the old part downstairs, but while we're up here, this is all, we'll use the air quote new. And coming through here, this is actually a parlor at one point. So it was built as almost like a ballroom. So when the Hoyle family would have guests and they'd want to do some dancing, they would come up here. and this would be almost like their little ballroom. So you can see this beautiful bricking. This isn't looking so good these days, but we can see evidence of a lot of elements that have come and gone throughout time.
So like, would this be one of them? The different
Different
shades
paints.
of paint?
Yeah.
Okay. Would this one be original? The one that's under it, or there needs to be some further?
There may be, we may need to do some more scraping to see. But what's weird, for a lot of people, like, well, why do we have 3 different shades?
Oh yeah.
Well, this is considered a ghost wall. You can see where it was, even on the floor, where the wall used to be. So at some point, this was a separate area. Likely it was during the whole apartment era. This was open. So this whole area, as you can see, there's not what looks like these slatting here. So something happened here that changed it. So this was covered up at one point. This window wasn't functional. This room just really has changed a lot throughout history. But if you remember what we were seeing on the other part of the building, how solid it was, and those walls are really thick. Look how thin this is. So this construction, 100 years or so later.
You can see outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just the craftsmanship completely changed. There's some evidence of old drywall, so this had been covered over more modern times and removed.
Yeah, I was about to ask what's in the closet.
Just the closet.
And what year do you think that this closet was added, or this wing of the house was added?
So this was 1800s of some point. I need to do some more research to find out the exact date.
So over 20 years from the original
Yeah.
home. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just looking to see. So, okay. These are window weights.
Oh.
And interesting, if you guys have done your work over at Rosenwald schools, a lot of those windows are open and closed with window weights.
This is true.
So
I have seen those before.
And those
Yeah.
you have, and so you can't find those these days. So for these schools to be renovated, they actually have to have these fabricated, and it's very expensive to do that.
What's that made out of?
So this is iron.
It's kind of hard to see. Okay, so they're metal.
Yeah, very heavy.
It's not wood. It kind of looks like wood.
I call this thing 10 pounds probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
A bowling ball.
Yeah. And so this was a kitchen, and it bumped out probably another 10 feet before it was this part was torn off to return it back to its original elevation. As you can see, where there was a wall here, there's more drywall that had come off.
You could really play a good game of hide and seek in this house.
You could, you could. And what's neat is that, you really do see these different elements, and you can kind of build a picture over time, but look at this old wiring coming in, trying to figure out that era. And then things coming in like this. When was this? We know that there's a switch or a power. You have anything to work for that. But so we know that this was modernized. People had electricity. They may not have had really good air conditioning at all. They had been window units back when in the latter part of the 20th century. But this building has seen many families and many changes. It saw a war. It saw the Depression. It's just been through so much. And it still stands.
Very cool.